Into obi nam hypertension emma wo signal bia BP na cause we are lucky a oti be ya we are lucky a oni bebre o but who say assembly wo but majority of people who have a stroke no they had no idea say omo BP was through uko mokola says I used to have a clinic in Mokola uko mokola says ya na uko ye blood pressure wo ho uko mabetu but omo ditia ti omo nyama no so and you can't get them to get up from behind because they don't feel anything who say oyaria on kasa. But that is the reason why our life expectancy is so low, because until we begin to feel something is wrong, we don't make a move. And see, what we normally do on a yearly basis, around this time of the year, my papa's birthday is the 15th of September. So usually around this time, a year free screening we'll have for the community. We also partner with Medical Missions International, American groups, and they do subsidized surgery. So it's a hernia or breast lump or prostrate assembly. You know, normally they come, we screen the patients. Now after there we do this. But usually that for the subsidized surgery, we are targeting people now. They don't have the money to do it. But we do a routine free screening every year. So this year, we have about 4 sets. Normally, we have back. But in celebration of the 65th, we'll do a series of them. And so we'll go to the taxi trotro stations. We will go and do screening there for a day. We'll do 4 different venues. We'll go to Ebenezer Secondary School. We'll do a couple. So at least right now we have at least 4 which are scheduled. You're taking your blood sugar, screening for hepatitis. People don't like to screen for hepatitis, but when you get hepatitis, the cost of the tests alone is 10 times more the cost of your vaccine. You get me? So you test for hepatitis. You have as a woman, you should be checking your breast. You should have a pap smear if you are sexually active to ensure that you don't get cervical cancer. And these routine tests will detect any of these abnormalities. It's important to involve the private sector in what you're doing. You get me? There are lots of people in a lot of these far-to-reach areas, which if government partnered with, they will be able to take effective care of the people living within their constituency, their districts and their regions, without government having to come and set up from scratch, which is a cost to government. There are so many private practitioners working in a lot of these hard-to-reach areas. If government would reach out to them, partner with them, equip their hospitals, and like you have nurses, they finish school, posting. So the nurses are posted to the facility to reduce the cost for the private practitioners. So then this is when we're talking about public-private partnership. So for government to start a huge project, when there are private practitioners, 4 or 5 within these districts, within these regions, well, for me, I think that we're missing the boat. Sit down with the private practitioners, see what support you can give them, and let them do the work for you. Sometimes it's unnecessary to put fear in your patients. In fact, you are there to help the patient understand what is wrong with them and help them work out the solution. So you tell them what the options are, and together you help them decide on which treatment option normal pay. The whites have routine medical checkups on a yearly basis. Inti say yare no be sha sia, ombe chino intem. Otimasi. Into ninam, but maybe there's a cancer growing in you. Into prostrate na sha sia semo ho. But nanti o ko ba sembian how. Otimasi. Inti you ignore it. Time now be hu a afi de adwunso no mba. Ye. Ujunso empty, then you start having problems. Same with the woman. When we say there's something in the breast, but or bompai won into your checkup. But when we say a chino in tema, and we put you say nobody should die from breast cancer. There's so much treatment. If it's caught early, combination of hormonal therapy, chemotherapy, and they're able to determine the antigens on the surface of the tumor, so they know whether it's sensitive to hormones and chemotherapy. Ultimacy. So they are able, if it is caught early, they will deal with it. But we are sexually active. You never had a pap smear in your life. Why? Government support. This is some of the things. Without government support, now just use COVID as our example. Because during COVID, we're talking about public-private partnerships where we support. In fact, we have a lot of private facilities, and we've invested in equipment. There were lab nyama, there were wards, we have beds and things. And a lot of the time, patients go in Kolibu, they lie on the floor, or they turn them away because bed in the home. But sometimes we require government to support us. Like looking at COVID, for instance, and you hear PPEs. And the kind of help we were anticipating, so I'm as private practitioners, we were standing up and supporting them, and also putting our lives on the line. We didn't get the support. But by the grace of God, we managed to buy the things. Here we were managing COVID patients from beginning to end. We had to create our own emergency room, isolation ward. All of those things are unbudgeted expenses. So if government could help us, there are lots of things government can do that would help promote the deliverance of good healthcare. Equipment, no waiting, and you'll be not to me talk equipment. For us, for instance, you have to go to the bank. No more equipment. Says look at interest rate 30-something%. So it limits what you can do. But if government would support us, subsidy, or even on these equipment, taking time, you'd find out all the private practitioners will be well equipped into cohort diagnosis here, because it helps you zero in into exactly what is wrong with the person, and then you don't waste medication. And so, because when I know what I'm dealing with, it's easier to treat you. I give you the specific medication that you require. But trial and error until we do it on on my history, symptoms, my examining. Based on that, I have my differential diagnosis. So I think it's this, that, and that. But depending on how ill you are, I may start you on 3 different things. I feel like a lab now the other. I mean, who say away here? I say usika. For what antibiotic but and yet antibiotic is something else. And he said, government to me, I'm buying with acquisition of equipment and then a payment schedule for these things. Sure, electricity, since they're so expensive. Solar, the sun is there. God has given it to us free of charge. We started, a solar project, just phase 1. But it's dropped us electricity costs significantly. And that is a killer. The amount of money we spend on electricity in a place that is incredible. I'm sure nation is a generator. Have a huge generator. How many people can afford such a huge generator? And then the fuel costs. So operational costs are high. And so they need to support us, and we will be very grateful if government will come to our aid. They talk about public-private partnership, but unfortunately, it doesn't find its way down
to the private sector.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes to the use of alternatives, people like us. In fact, my Archbishop Duncan Williams not capture me say this is the future of medicine. It made me take an interest in it. And indeed, may who say when you combine the two, the outcomes are superior. So that was a man whose foot would have been amputated. But I used a couple of therapies, equipment, alternative equipment. But within a short while, you could see that the circulation was re-established. Color, nine black. You could see the color coming back, which indicated that the circulation was getting re-established and the swelling went down. Now supplements in an account, but you don't deviate from your medicine. There are lots of people on cancer alternative medicine nature. The thing is that you have to do it in combination. As your blood pressure goes down, now you can then reduce your orthodox medication. But when you go and throw your orthodox medication away, and also herbs, when you're careful when you're stroke. So it needs to be done with supervision. Because the person must know what they are about.
The last one.